Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Dusty Goman with Terminal Switching Services. And today I'm here to talk to you about properly operating a track switch. Now in this video, I'm going to show you the step-by-step guide that we use to ensure that the switch is operated correctly each and every time. So follow along with me as I show you how we at TSS properly operate a switch. One of the first things you want to do before operating a switch is to look in both directions to ensure that there's no rolling equipment that is fouling the track or coming your way. Next, you want to inspect the switch to ensure that there's nothing broken, damaged, or missing, or that the switch point might be spiked. After this, you want to check the gap between the switch point and stock rail to ensure that there is nothing there that can hinder the operation of the switch. Now it's time to operate the switch using proper body mechanics, and I will cover this a little bit more in detail here shortly. But one thing to always keep in mind is to never put your body into a compromising position. Now that you operated the switch, it is time to point at the switch point. While doing this, you are checking to ensure that the switch point is flush against the stock rail. And if there is a gap between the switch point and stock rail, you need to contact someone immediately before beginning any type of movement over that switch. And last but certainly not least is one of the most important things you can do is to sweep your hand down the open side to verify which track you're lined up for. Now let's take a minute to talk about the proper technique for operating a switch. One thing you never want to do is to lean over a switch when you release the latch in case there's tension on the switch handle, which could cause it to swing up and hit you. When throwing the switch handle from one position to the next, you never want to put yourself in a position that you can strain or sprain any muscle in your back or legs. And if the switch is so difficult to throw that you have to jump on it, don't do this and call for help. The proper technique is to step on the latch with the inside foot. Once the handle is released, you want to move the handle into the middle position and then reposition your body to bring the switch handle down into the other latch. This technique helps you keep your body erect through almost the entire motion of operating the switch. So what do you do if you find debris in the switch point? Well, let's find out. One thing I can tell you not to do is to put your hand in between the switch point and the stock rail, because that's a pinch point and you can get your hand smashed. So, what should you do? Well, you should use a stick, switch broom, or some type of object to sweep the debris out from between the switch point and the stock rail before operating the switch. I would like to pause here for a moment to say that if you do find any debris or trash around the switch point or switch stand, do your part and pick it up. Don't leave it sitting there for the next person. All right, let's take one last look on how to properly operate a switch. So as you can see, there's a lot more that goes into operating a switch than just walking up and throwing it from one track to the next track. There are a lot of factors that can influence the potential outcome of the switch's position. That's why it's so important to build that foundation and those habits from the get-go, so that way you're doing it consistently and correctly each and every time, which in turn creates a safer work environment for you and your fellow employees. And I always want you to remember that no job is so important that enough time cannot be taken to do it in a safe manner. I personally want to thank you for joining this video. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.